Hi, my name is Siti Nur Aisyah binti Muhammad Syawal and my student ID is 2022875392.
Hello, my name is Nur Alia binti Ismail. My ID student is 2022665362.
Hi, my name is Fiana Rikasha binti Fazlan and my ID number is 2022629058.
Hello, my name is Nur Balkis binti Muhammad Ismail. My ID number is 2022473488.
Today, we want to present question 3 about the difference between activity-based costing and traditional costing. Second, the importance of cost drivers in activity-based costing. And lastly, advantage and disadvantage of activity-based costing.
Did you know the differences between activity-based costing and traditional costing? Firstly, the activity-based costing may use a multitude of cost drivers that relate to costs more closely to the resources consumed and activities occurring, while the traditional costing is the number of cost drivers used are a few, such as direct labor hours, machine hours, direct labor costs, units produced.
Okay, next, the difference between activity-based costing and traditional costing for overhead computation is ABC creates separate cost pools for services activities and overhead costs of these services activities are assigned directly to specific product through applying cost driver rates. Thus, there no need to allocate the overheads in service department. As for traditional costing, overheads costs of services departments are allocated to production department and therefore only fewer cost pools exist.
Next, activity-based costing suitable for business with higher competition and deserved product, while traditional costing suitable for business with a low competition and standardized product. Other than that, number of transaction accounting-based costing is used to trace overhead to product. Thus, traditional costing use production volume to trace overhead costing to product.
Last but not least, for the activity-based costing, the process is slow to understand and it is very difficult to implement them. While for the traditional costing, they consider it as one of the easiest method as the process will be simple and easy to understand.
I would like to share about the importance of cost driver in activity-based costing. Firstly, looking at activity cost driver can allow management to better understand company expenses. By delineating the exact source of different expenses, company can help to reduce or eliminate unnecessary expenses. Without proper allocation of the cost driver, it can meaningless to compare the cost of different product and service.
Importance number 2, cost drivers are also important in projecting costs. For example, if management receive a sales order for a certain number of units, they can pinpoint exactly how much it is going to cost to fulfill that order. As we all know, activity-based costing have many advantages. One of the advantage is ABC is more accurate to absorb overheads because it uses multiple cost drivers.
I disagree with your statement. ABC have their disadvantages such as collection and preparation of the data is time consuming. That means it can easily access the data that need to calculate activities costs. It will need to do some digging and use up precious labor or machine hours to find the necessary data.
For me, I strongly believe that activity-based costing gives more advantage. In many businesses, overhead costs are a significant proportion of total costs, and management need to understand the driver of the overhead costs in order to properly manage the business.
But I quite disagree with that statement because activity-based costing may not be as useful for companies where overhead is small in proportion to total operating costs. Some businesses by nature have low overhead costs, like a writing agency, for example. These types of business might find more efficiencies in using traditional costing methods than ABC. And in these cases, the costs incurred to collect and interpret data for activity-based costing aren't worth the return. Aren't worth the return lah.
Awak cakap apa?
Aren't worth the return.
I couldn't agree more because ABC has its own advantages. ABC can be applied to determine a more realistic product cost in a complex business environment.
Based on our discussion just now, activity-based costing has its own advantage and disadvantage.
That's all from us. Thank you.
Thank you for watching.
I've been searching for this all my life. You're just my type. I've been looking for a boy who can treat me right. Your dark hair.